Hello, today we'll be making a leather mouse pad. We'll be using this 9 to 10 ounce vegetable tan leather. This leather was given to me as a graduation gift, so I'm not sure where it was purchased or what it's called, but I decided to use it to make a mouse pad. I've been saving it because it's not long enough to make belts or anything out of, but and because of its thickness, you can't use it making wallets and smaller projects like that. So I've been saving it for the right project, and I thought this would make a nice mouse pad. It's a nice color and texture. So I'm marking a 9 by 8 inch square, and I apologize that my head is in the shot quite often. With the way the lighting is right now, the square kind of creates a shadow, so when I go to cut and stuff, um, I want to make sure I'm on my mark good, so I kind of lean over into the picture. I'm planning on getting some different lighting, so hopefully that won't happen as much. But once again, sorry about that. And I also apologize for kind of getting out of the shot here. I thought my camera was lined up a little bit more square with my table and the cutting mat, but I obviously am not. Maybe I'll have to do a video showing the space that I do my leather work in and showing how I film the videos. It's kind of primitive, but it works. But yeah, if that's something you think would be interesting, let me know in the comments. So here I'm using a stitching groover, and I was making sure it was at 1/8 of an inch. That's the distance I like it to be set at. Normally it doesn't move on me, but on a project recently it did for some reason get wider, and it didn't mess up the project, but it was kind of like, oh dear. So that's why I was checking to make sure it hadn't moved. Normally it doesn't, but thought I'd better be safe than sorry. Here I'm beveling the edges. You do this because when you cut it, the edge is going to be flat, kind of square. So you use this to take the top and bottom edges off, kind of gets it partway rounded, so that, as you'll see later when we slick or burnish, It makes it nice and rounded and smooth, and isn't absolutely necessary, but it is a nice touch and looks more professional. So now I'm applying a leather balm top coat. This leather balm has a little bit of wax in it, so it doesn't necessarily waterproof it, but it does give it a bit of a sealant and gives it a nice shine to it. It's a nice finishing touch. And I also use this on the edges. I already burnished the edges with water, but as you'll see in a minute, I also will burnish it a second time with the leather balm. Because of the wax, it gives it a nice shine and helps to seal the edges a little bit more. And as you'll see in a minute, I really like the shine it gives it, because sometimes just the plain already dyed leather can look a little flat, but then this really gives it a used and kind of polished look to it. And so now I'm burnishing, so I'm applying the leather balm. And the burnishing, basically you're creating friction, which kind of heats up the fibers that's been wetted by the leather balm and kind of makes them mesh together, and so it gives it a smooth and helps to seal the edge and protects it from bleeding the dye, and looks really nice.
Years later.
Okay, so it didn't take that long, but sometimes burnishing can really feel like it takes a while. It's not really hard, but it is tedious. So there you have it, a completed mouse pad.